Hello, guys. Welcome to 13 Universal Learning Beyond Barriers, and we're going to continue with A-level CIE Biology. Okay, and this is where we are. Infectious diseases series 2, and I am Shedro. Okay, so get your writing pad, get your pen. Let's apply some concepts you have learned. All right, if you're still struggling with this topic, we're gonna do a lot of videos on this kind of things, okay, so you'll be able to learn more. But we are doing application now, so come and try what you've learned and you're going to learn. So we're doing two things together. We're applying it and we're learning afresh. Yeah. So it says cholera is no longer common in many countries. What is the reason for this? So pause the video and try. These are which one is correct? Why is cholera no longer common in many countries? Why is it no longer common? Then it says education of citizens about the spread of disease. Well, is this the reason why it's no longer there? Well, that might be part of the reason that people now know how cholera is being transmitted, right? The transmission cycle. But this is common for all infectious diseases to be able to handle them. Literacy is very important. Literacy, right? But which one is specific to cholera, right? Routine vaccination by local health authorities. Yes, this is generally for all diseases. Okay. Now, C says treatment of water supplies and separate sewage treatment. This is particularly for cholera, because cholera is transmitted through contaminated water and food. So once they start treating, so water supplies once it's been treated, chlorinated, and sewages are being treated, it reduces drastically the spread of cholera. Okay, if you look at this, a treatment of water to control mosquitoes. This has to do with malaria. This applies directly to malaria. This two applies to all of them. This applies specifically to cholera. You have to be specific. All right, the one that applies to cholera. Okay, so which is the answer? That is C. Let's go to the next question. Which of the following increases the risk of contracting cholera? Again, cholera. Again, cholera. So you must have knowledge of how cholera is contracted, okay, for you to do this. Okay, knowledge is very important here. So let's go. Which of the following increases the risk of contracting cholera? Now, one said drinking unpasteurized milk. Now this talks about tuberculosis, because unpasteurized milk contains the pathogen Mycobacterium bovis. Okay, so this is for tuberculosis, not for cholera. 2 says eating shellfish which have fed on aero sewage. Yeah, cholera is connected to sewage, okay, because of fecal oral route. Okay, contaminated water, when water is contaminated with raw sewage, it affects it can actually be transmitted from the shellfish. So this is for cholera. Number 3 says living in overcrowded conditions. This is also for TB and for measles. So the only one that sounds cholera, all right, is 2A. All right, so which of the following increases the risk of contracting TB? Okay, look at it. We have shifted. See, these questions have been, but you have to know, all right, which increases. Okay, from what I've said last time, you should be able to know the one that increases the risk of contracting TB. So which one? All right, so tell me the answer. Which is the answer? Okay, let's go. Number 1, drinking unpasteurized milk, does it involve TB? Absolutely yes, because TB can be Mycobacterium bovis can be transmitted through unpasteurized milk. Okay, dairy product, milk, cheese, yogurt, even meat. All right, so this is for TB. Eating raw fish, shellfish which have fed on raw sewage, untreated sewage. This is for cholera. Living in overcrowded conditions, yes, of course. This can be this now. Pulmonary TB can be transmitted through this. Okay, that one is actually airborne. So aerosols from infected people, when an infected people exhales aerosols by coughing, talking, sneezing, so it can be inhaled. So overcrowded condition allows us. So 1 and 3 is for TB. All right. Which of the following increases the risk of contracting measles? Yeah, here we come again. So you have to know how these diseases are transmitted. Knowledge is very important. We'll talk about application. All right, guys. So look at it. So if you check, so unpasteurized milk not for TB. Eating shellfish raw material, feed on raw material. This is for what? For cholera, living over cholera conditions. This is for both TB and measles. Measles can also be transmitted. It's an airborne infection. It can also be through contact. Okay, it can also be transmitted, right, through air droplets. So 3 only. Yeah, 3 only for measles. All right. 5 says to prevent a disease, dead bacteria may be injected into the body. What have immune responses? Now, this is a question of immunity. But how are we going to do it? Is it natural? No, it's not natural because it's not happening due to natural cause of infection, right? This is deliberate. It's artificial, so it's not natural. So no. Active, yes, it's going to be active because it's going to trigger immune response. Bacteria have antigens on their surface, so the antigens are non-self. They will provoke immune response, and then we're going to have memory cells that can make antibodies. So once we have memory cells, antibodies made by memory cells, okay, and of course that is active. We have the fact that because this is non-self, it's going to trigger immune response, and memory cells will be made, which can of course make antibodies. So yes. So what do you think? Is B. For some diseases, one of the most effective measures of preventing and controlling is tracing people who have been in contact with infected person. Yeah. So you trace people that have been. Why do we have to do that? So for which reason? Yeah. Would tracing contacts of infected person help in its prevention and control? So which reason? Okay. You remember the era of COVID-19. So why do we have to? If they find out that somebody has COVID, for example, we have to now bring all the people that will come in contact with the person for test. All right. Why do we have to test the people, family members who are in contact with the person to find out whether they have it? Why? That's contact tracing. Look at A, B, C. What do you think is the answer, guys? Let's think. Now it says cholera, as it can be treated successfully with carefully selected antibiotics. This is not a reason for contact tracing. It's not a reason for contact tracing. Because if it can be treated with antibiotics, why do we have to check people around, okay, who have come in contact with infected person? Malaria, as it is transmitted by animals, so transmission cycle of the pathogen can be broken. Yeah, we can break it without doing contact tracing, just by killing the mosquitoes. And if it's mosquitoes, this is not why I would. All right, we do contact tracing in this field, okay, public health. All right, so measles, as it can cause epidemic and can be controlled by other methods. Now these epidemics, we try to stop epidemics because epidemics outbreak, when we have a lot of incidence rates, people are having it, okay, we want to stop it so that people who have it do not continue to spread it. So this is when we do contact tracing. And if you check, this is sickle cell anemia, it's genetically inherited, so this has nothing to do, this is not even an infectious disease in the first place. So the reason for contact tracing, guys, write it down, is to prevent epidemic. All right, that is the reason, don't forget it. Number 7, why has it proven difficult to develop an effective vaccine against malaria? Look at it, against malaria, pay attention to that. So we're dealing with malaria here. Yeah. So go back and retrieve the information you have on malaria. Remember, we are applying learned concept into, all right, we're trying to use the knowledge we have, all right, on malaria. This works only the knowledge on malaria, not on cholera, not on TB, neither from HIV, cholera, and all of that. Now I said mosquitoes have many stages in their life cycles. Well, it has many stages. Okay, so how does that show prove difficult, to develop effective vaccine? All right, it doesn't go further to explain why. Okay, there are 2 reasons why. If you remember, There are many reasons, but there are two major reasons why malaria is difficult to develop effective vaccine against malaria. One is antigenic variation, because the malaria pathogen is a eukaryote, so it has many genes which codes for many proteins that act as antigen. So each antigen will provoke a particular immune response. So, but this doesn't tell us that. Number two reason is, these parasites hide their antigens, right? They stay inside cells, so they don't come in contact with, immune cells. That's antigenic cancellation. This, okay, doesn't say it. That this is the human immune system does not recognize antigen of the apparatus. It's going to recognize it. Human immune system will recognize any antigen. It's going to take time, right? But it will recognize. That's not the reason. The parasites can only be attacked when outside the liver cells and red blood cells. That this is it. Why? Because malaria parasite is endoparasite. Endoparasite stays inside the host cell. Okay, that is called antigenic cancellation when they don't come in contact with the immune cells, right? So this is the answer. Okay, let's look at the vaccines are rapidly broken down by protease in the stomach. No, that's not the reason for malaria. Okay, this could be reason for cholera. Okay, but not for malaria. All right, so that's C. Which development in vaccine production would be most important in the fight to eradicate measles in developing countries? Embolden. Okay, so pause the video, try. Now look at it. Eradicate measles. Remember measles. So go to how measles is transmitted. In what? Developing countries. Developing countries usually less economically developed countries that have issues with economic reason, funding, and all of that. You know, super healthcare, better healthcare, and all of that. So let's go here. A combined vaccine to combat it and other diseases. No, we're talking about measles. Okay, and so measles. If you're doing a combined vaccine, it could trigger allergy. So B says a single vaccine, good, to avoid allergy and antagonistic effect of different vaccines or multiplied side effect of different vaccines. All right, so single vaccine. Now there's a without the need of boosters. Yeah, we don't need boosters because if you can do that, that would be fantastic, because it is already difficult to carry out immunization program effectively in developing countries. So getting them the first time, then the second time for booster may take time. You may not be able to see enough people that you gave the first dose for a booster. A booster is just giving it again to trigger second immune, response. So if we can get the one that doesn't need it, perfect. B looks perfect. Okay, C says a vaccine containing only live measles virus. This is dangerous. Okay, it could cause measles in some of them that have weakened immune response. This is not the best one. This is not good. All right, this a vaccine produced by genetic engineering technique. That's awesome, but guess what? This is very expensive. So I think this is the answer. What do you think? Okay. What could cause an outbreak of malaria in a country where it had been eliminated? Let's pause here, guys. Please make sure you like our videos. Okay, share our videos, make comments, ask questions. Okay, let's go back. What could cause an outbreak of malaria? Look at it, malaria again, in a country where it had been eliminated. This is malaria. Okay, what could cause an outbreak? Try this. I want you to try it. Okay, number one, mosquitoes became resistant to insects. Yes, this is an outbreak of malaria in a country where it had been eliminated. So mosquitoes now, okay, they are resistant to insecticide. Remember that mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito, is the vector for malaria parasite. So it transmitted from an infected person to an uninfected person. You get? So if they are resistant to insecticide, that means they're going to carry on with, because they feed on humans and other animals. Why? Because they need the protein in blood meal for hatching of their eggs. She needs human protein in blood to make her babies. Can you imagine? She needs it to make her babies. Then she feeds on humans. All right, but if she becomes resistant to insecticide, there's a problem. So they will never be killed by that particular by an insecticide. So that's is an issue. Migration of population due to war. Yes, people who have malaria can migrate to other. You see, in this part of in the world today, I think we're having war between okay, Israel and Gaza, okay, Ukraine and Russia. Okay, people seeking for refugees they could that have malaria from any malaria endemic, or in Africa, Congo, and all of that. Africa, sub-Saharan Africa has malaria endemic there. So somebody is moving from Congo because of war and is going to the United States or going to UK, Canada, and they have malaria in their blood. When they get there, they will also cause an outbreak if care is not taken. Then I didn't say that people shouldn't be received for as refugees. Okay, this is just the theoretical concept, and then we apply it in making sure that this doesn't happen by treating people, checking them, all right, screening the blood. Okay, look at it. Malaria parasite became resistant to quinine. Yes, malaria parasite can mutate and they became resistant to quinine. Okay, this could cause it. All right. So I think, what do you think? Three of them will cause it. A country had fewer than 2.5 deaths per 100,000 people from TB. TB is dangerous. In 1 year, and the next year, this rose to 25 deaths. Wow, that's about 10% increase. Is it 10%? Wow, that's a lot. Is it 10%? Yeah. Well, okay. 25 deaths per 100,000. What may have contributed to this change? So we look at factors that allows transmission of TB. So guys, pause this video, get it on. Okay, which one? Okay, which one is the answer? Pause the video. Decrease in contact tracing. Okay, do you think it could contribute to that? Increase contact tracing. Well, why there's an outbreak? Is it the major reason? Okay, is that this is increasing. Okay, increase in refugee camps. Well, what does this mean? There's going to be a lot of what? A lot of overcrowded population, and TB is an airborne infection, droplet infection. So two works. One also should work because you don't trace people. All right, people that have the disease, if you don't know the people that stay around them, you'll be able to. That will cause epidemic. Remember, this is just becoming an epidemic, and contact tracing is there for epidemics. All right, 3 says water supply contamination. So this is for cholera, not for TB. All right, these two, what do you think? The answer. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging around. Keep studying, but keep practicing questions with us. Ask us questions. All right, and we're having videos for other subjects and in other exams. If you don't find the exam you're preparing for, don't worry, we're coming for you. So see you. Bye.